Hey everyone, this is Jonah Johnson with you for another edition of JJ in the Field.
Hey guys, Jonah Johnson, sales agronomist with PCT Sunrise, and today we're back here in the lab. We're going to do another mixing example, and this time we're going to look at herbicides. So a popular herbicide mix that we'll have for this growing season is going to be the low volatile 2,4-D herbicide system. So this would be something you're familiar with, like the 2,4-D Enlist choline, which is the Enlist 1 or the Enlist Duo system. And for a lot of the industry, we've seen a large switch into the Enlist traded soybeans, and I think a lot of guys on most of their farms are probably going to be looking at this in 2021. So we thought we'd do a demonstration on the proper mixing procedures when you're using this, because this is not like the easy days of just dumping a glyphosate in the water and respective adjuvants and rolling out the door. This is something we will make sure we follow the proper mixing procedure. So first thing I'm going to do here in my demonstration is show you what happens when we don't allow a successful mixing procedure where we're adding all the products, all the concentrates together at one time, similar to if you were to just dump those in a not very full sprayer tank, or say you went to an induction system, or you pre-mix those into some type of volume prior to dumping them in your carrier water into your sprayer. So I have my mixing container here, which will have our respective ingredients. And so the first ingredient we'll have here, and keep in mind my ingredients here today is in the Enlist 1 program, so that's the 2,4-D choline, with a potassium-based, the K salt glyphosate. In this regard is going to be Roundup Power Max. And so and the use rates that we're mixing today is based on a 15 gallon per acre application rate with carrier. And so my first one here, this rate of equivalent is 2 pints an acre of our Enlist 1. So I'll put that here in my mix tank. Next, I have my Roundup Power Max at 1 quart per acre. So I'll put that in there. Next, I'll add my respective ammonium sulfate liquid solution, respective adjuvants needed for successful application. And then lastly, I'll add my DRT type product into the solution. And so in this example, this is going to be showing if I was to add all the concentrates together prior to adding those in the spray tank. So again, if you were to add all these together, if you can see very quickly on that container, you can see that it's salted out very quickly. And I understand this is not with water, but this is just to crudely show you that if you do not add these in the proper procedure, we can get a mess on hand pretty quickly. And that's not something we want to happen to you in your sprayer. And so note that that's something can happen when you add all these adjuvants together in one shot without water. So following the proper procedures. Okay, so for the second part of our demonstration, we're going to do the proper mixing procedures of adding our proper adjuvants, our herbicide concentrates, and finish off with our DRT type product. And so in this example, we have 150 milliliters in my spray tank. So this is our spray tank half full of water. So always when we look at the Dales or Wales system, I'll put an image up on the screen to remind you of the proper procedure of that. But we're going to add our AMS first. So in this regard, we have a 4 pound per gallon of liquid AMS. So we have 4 pounds of AMS per gallon in this. And so this will help treat our water. So I'll do a little agitation. Of course, that mix, no problem. Now we'll add our herbicide concentrates. So first, we'll add our Enlist 1 2,4-D choline. So that again is at the 2 pint rate per acre. Again, this is a 15 gallon per acre mix equivalency. So if you remember, agitate is key. So we added our AMS product. Now we've added our first herbicide, our Enlist 1. We'll agitate that. You can note a nice fluid solution, no salting out or no precipitates. Next, we'll add our potassium-based glyphosate, which this is Roundup Power Max again. So again, we want to agitate between this, and take your time when you're doing this on your spray rigs. I'm expediting this to some degree, but you want to make sure you're probably adding about 5 minutes of agitation between. I realize it's going to extend your time of mixing and successful compatibility, but you'll thank me because you won't get any salting out or crystallization occur that could precipitate out and potentially clog nozzles on you. So if you can note, that went into solution fine, no problems. And then finally, we'll top this off with our last adjuvant of our DRT product. And then we'll go ahead and top off our spray tank with another 150 milliliters of water, which would complete our tank mix in this example. And of course, you can guess it, agitate again. Once the foam settles down, you can see that there is no crystals in this example, and everything went into solution just like we would expect it to in the proper mixing order. So keep in mind when we're doing this that you want to make sure it's very, very important that we follow the proper mixing procedures, because if we don't, we can have crystallization occur and perhaps things won't mix like we want them to. So with that, I hope to help you some, and we wish you a successful application season coming upon us very quickly. So for PCT Sunrise, I'm Jonah Johnson. Thanks for watching.